to tour an $11 million house.
A simple house tour video suddenly turned into a huge online debate, and people could not stop talking about it. Kass posted a clip walking through an enormous luxury home worth nearly $12 million, and within minutes, viewers started picking apart one very specific detail. It was not the mansion itself that caught everyone's attention. It was the way the price was presented.
The exterior of the home, I thought this was $11 million, and it's actually almost $12.3 million. The inside of the home was really beautiful. The family room I really thought was pretty.
Right at the start of the video, she casually mentioned they were touring an $11 million house, almost like it was just another normal stop during the day. But only seconds later, she jumped back in to correct the number, making sure everyone heard that the home was actually closer to $12.3 million. That quick correction instantly caught people's attention, and the comment section started heating up fast. Some viewers immediately questioned the moment, with many asking the same thing. Why did the exact price need to be emphasized like that? That is when the tone online completely shifted. At first, people were simply watching the tour.
Here's the kitchen, and then there was a lot of different bathrooms, the pantry. Next, there was this little hallway to the primary bedroom and bath. The color.
But suddenly, the focus turned to the message behind it. Viewers already know Kass is successful. That part is not shocking. But to some fans, the way the price was highlighted made the whole moment feel less like a casual tour and more like a very loud display of luxury, and that is exactly what sparked the reaction. Then, there is the house itself.
Colors and tones of the primary bath were really pretty, but they're not like my style really as much.
And it is absolutely enormous. This place is not just big, it is full-on mansion level. The kind of house where your footsteps echo through the halls, and you might actually need a map just to find the kitchen. But this is where things started getting awkward in the comments.
Look at this view. You can see like the temple behind, and this pool was crazy.
The household right now is just 3 people. One comment bluntly pointed it out, saying the place looks extremely oversized for a family of 3. And yes, planning for more kids someday is completely normal. Nobody is arguing that. But this is where people got even more confused. Not long ago, Kass was talking about finally finishing what she called her dream home, something she spent years building and planning. So when this mansion tour popped up, viewers started wondering what was going on. Then the comments began asking a simple question. Why even mention the exact price at all? Kass eventually stepped in and tried to clear things up herself. She explained that the video came from one of those big open house events, the kind where people can walk through huge, over-the-top luxury homes just for fun. According to her, it was not her house at all. It was simply something interesting to tour and share with viewers. In her mind, she was not bragging, she was just adding context to what people were seeing. But the internet does not really focus on intentions. It focuses on how things come across. And for some fans, the moment did not land well at all. One person even commented, "Does she not realize how many people are struggling with money right now just to pay their bills?" That reaction started spreading fast through the comment section. Some viewers did not hold back at all. A few people straight up called the whole moment tone deaf, especially considering how many people are dealing with serious financial pressure right now. Another comment even questioned the situation directly, asking, "I thought you were building a new house because your address got leaked?" That question alone started a whole new wave of speculation. Now, people are wondering what the real reason could be. Is it actually about safety, or is this just another upgrade? That curiosity quickly turned into theories flying all over the place. Some viewers are convinced this might not even be real house hunting at all. Instead, they believe it could simply be content for views. There is also a rumor going around that influencers in Utah sometimes get invited or even paid to walk through these flashy parade homes just to show them online for exposure. So maybe this was never about buying the place in the first place. Maybe it was just a dramatic piece of content. And to be clear,
Okay, thoughts on the house?
It's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
I liked it, yeah.
There was like a lot of fun rooms and stuff, but I feel like for that much money, you'd have to love everything about the house. But the view's amazing.
house hunting itself is not some crime, but the situation definitely sparked a lot of questions. Another reason this situation is getting attention is because Cassidy Parker and her family are members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, often called the Mormon Church. In that community, people are usually taught to focus on humility, simplicity, and avoiding flashy displays of wealth. Living modestly is a value that gets talked about a lot, so you can already see why some viewers started raising their eyebrows at the mansion tour. Because of that, a few critics online are calling the situation hypocritical, and some claim this is not the first time people have questioned that balance. Over the years, certain viewers have pointed out moments where they felt things did not fully line up with the traditional image of modesty often associated with the church. For example, some fans have previously commented about clothing choices in videos, saying they seemed different from what they expected from typical Mormon modesty standards. Someone also mentioned that in one of her Halloween costume TikToks or YouTube shorts, a friend in the background appeared to have alcohol visible nearby. Now people online are asking a new question. Has she ever publicly addressed any of that before? As the discussion kept growing, the comment section started splitting into two very different sides. Some viewers continued criticizing the whole situation, saying the mansion tour felt unnecessary and way too flashy. A few people even argued that influencers should be more careful about how they present luxury, especially when so many families are dealing with rising bills and everyday expenses. But not everyone agreed with the backlash. Other fans quickly stepped in to defend Kass, saying people were overreacting and turning a simple video into a huge controversy. According to them, touring luxury homes is actually pretty common content online, and there is nothing wrong with showing something interesting or expensive. So now the internet is stuck in that familiar place where opinions are clashing everywhere. One side sees a tone-deaf moment, while the other side thinks people are reading way too much into it. The conversation did not stop there. Some people even started asking questions about how things work inside strict Mormon communities. There are different opinions floating around online, with some claiming that members who step away from certain expectations can sometimes face judgment, while others say they simply create distance. That topic alone sparked a lot of curiosity, with people wondering how situations like that actually play out within families. At the same time, critics pointed out that this is not the first time Kass has faced controversy online. In fact, some viewers say it feels like every few weeks a new debate pops up about something she posted. One moment that really stirred discussion was the private Instagram account created for her baby, Suede, who was born in December 2024. Some critics argued that making a social media account for a newborn could push a child into the influencer world before they are even old enough to speak. That decision quickly sparked another intense debate online. Some people felt the account crossed a line, arguing that babies should be able to grow up without having a digital spotlight placed on them from day one. Their concern was simple. When a child already has a social media presence before they can even walk or talk, it raises questions about privacy and how much of their life will be shared publicly. On the other hand, many supporters pushed back hard against that criticism. They argued that plenty of parents share photos and updates about their kids online, and creating a private account for family memories is not unusual at all. According to them, the outrage felt exaggerated, and they believe Kass was simply doing what many parents do, just on a bigger online stage. As the debate kept spreading, the conversation around Kass started getting louder across social media. Every new clip, every screenshot, and every comment seemed to spark another wave of reactions. Some viewers began stacking all these moments together, saying the mansion tour, the baby account, and other past discussions were starting to form a bigger pattern. Others, however, see the situation very differently. Supporters argue that being an influencer means every small action gets placed under a microscope, and sometimes normal decisions end up turning into massive online drama. From their perspective, people are taking ordinary moments and blowing them up into something much bigger than they actually are. Either way, one thing is clear. When you have a large audience watching your every move, even the smallest detail can suddenly turn into a full internet debate overnight. A lot of critics focused on one simple point that kept coming up in the discussion. The child never chose any of this. She did not sign up for brand deals, she did not choose to have an online audience, and she definitely did not agree to becoming part of social media content from the moment she was born. Because of that, some viewers felt creating an account so early could push her into the influencer world before she is even old enough to understand what is happening. Then another controversy arrived in February 2026, and this time it involved the well-known children's creator Miss Rachel. According to what Kass shared, she and her family did not agree with Miss Rachel's stance on certain topics. Cassidy and the Nelson family are often described online as leaning more conservative, and some people on social media have even labeled them Trump supporters. Because of that, she explained that she did not want her daughter watching content connected to causes she personally disagrees with. That statement quickly triggered a whole new wave of backlash online. Suddenly, the conversation was no longer just about parenting choices, it started turning political, and the debate grew even louder. But even with all of that, many people say the most talked about controversy connected to her happened earlier, involving the miscarriage timeline from 2023. Back in 2023, Kass shared the heartbreaking news that she had lost her pregnancy, and at the time, many viewers truly felt sympathy for her. The moment was emotional and very personal, and a lot of people showed support in the comments. Many fans said they appreciated her being open about something so painful. But later on, the situation became more complicated. After the loss had already happened, she began uploading older clips from when she first discovered she was pregnant. These were the happy, emotional moments where she was reacting to the news and sharing the excitement. The issue people started raising was not about the pregnancy itself. It was about how the videos were posted. By the time those "we are pregnant" style videos appeared online, Kass already knew the pregnancy had ended. That meant viewers were watching those joyful reactions unfold without knowing the outcome yet, while she already knew what had happened. That is the moment when the backlash really started building. Some critics accused her of stretching the storyline for views, saying the content rollout made it look like the emotional buildup was being extended online even though the loss had already happened privately. To those viewers, it felt uncomfortable because they believed the audience was reacting to the story in real time, while the reality behind the scenes was already very different, and the discussions did not stop there. On Reddit and other online forums, another topic started circulating involving family disagreements. Some people brought up stories about tension between siblings and accused Kass of having double standards. One example that gets mentioned often is a situation where she was reportedly upset with her younger sisters for spending time with boys. But according to one sister, Lily, Kass had done something similar when she was the same age. That comment led some critics to question whether the rules were being applied the same way for everyone. With all of these moments being discussed online, the conversation around Kass has turned into a much bigger debate about influencer life in general. When someone shares so much of their personal world on the internet, every decision, every post, and every small detail can suddenly become a topic of public discussion. And once people start digging through old clips and past stories, the conversations can grow fast. Some viewers believe the criticism has gone too far and say people are constantly searching for reasons to turn normal situations into drama. Others argue that when a creator builds a large platform and shares their lifestyle publicly, it naturally invites scrutiny and questions from the audience. Either way, the reality is clear. When millions of people are watching, even the smallest moment can explode into a massive online discussion almost overnight. At the center of all this noise is one big question people keep asking online. Where is the line between sharing your life and turning everything into content? That question keeps popping up in comment sections whenever Kass posts something new. For some viewers, the mansion tours, family moments, and personal updates are simply part of being a lifestyle creator. But others feel the internet has reached a point where every private moment can quickly become public entertainment, and that makes some people uncomfortable. They wonder whether certain parts of family life should stay off camera instead of becoming viral clips and discussion topics, and that is exactly why the debate keeps going. One side sees a creator documenting her life online, while the other side sees a series of choices that spark bigger questions about privacy, influence, and how much of real life should actually be shared with millions of strangers. Because of all this, every new post from Kass now seems to come with extra attention and scrutiny online. People are watching closely, analyzing small details, and quickly sharing their opinions across comment sections and forums. One short clip or simple update can suddenly turn into a massive discussion within hours. Some viewers say that is simply the reality of having a huge online platform. When someone shares their lifestyle, family life, and personal choices publicly, people naturally react to what they see. Supporters continue defending her, saying she is just living her life and sharing moments like many other creators do. But critics argue the attention comes with responsibility, especially when family, children, and major life events are involved. And that tension between support and criticism is exactly why the conversation around her keeps growing louder online. What makes this situation even more intense is how fast online opinions can spread. One comment turns into a thread, the thread turns into screenshots, and suddenly the conversation is everywhere. Within hours, thousands of people are debating the same clip, each person seeing the situation from a completely different angle. Some viewers believe the criticism shows how closely audiences now watch influencers and the choices they make. Others say the internet can sometimes jump to conclusions before knowing the full story behind a moment. Either way, once a topic starts trending, it becomes almost impossible to slow the discussion down, and that is exactly what seems to keep happening here. Every controversy, every reaction, and every response adds another layer to the story, keeping the spotlight firmly locked on Kass and everything she posts online. Another part of the discussion focuses on the influence factor. Kass often comes across online as a supportive older sister type of figure, someone younger viewers might look up to. But a few critics have started questioning that image, saying some of the younger siblings appear very focused on trends, brand names, and expensive things rather than the typical hobbies people expect from kids their age. Some viewers believe that kind of shift does not just appear out of nowhere. In their opinion, the environment around social media and influencer culture may play a role in shaping those interests. Of course, a lot of this conversation is still based on perception, and different people see the situation very differently. But when all these topics get stacked together, and then a $12 million mansion tour enters the conversation, it starts forming a bigger narrative in some viewers' minds. That is why people say the debate is not really about one single video anymore. It is about a pattern that some believe they are noticing online, and that is where the conversation keeps getting more intense. Once people believe they are seeing a pattern, every new post suddenly becomes another piece of the puzzle in their minds. A house tour, a family clip, even a small comment can quickly get pulled into the bigger narrative that viewers are already debating online. Supporters, however, argue that this is exactly how internet drama grows out of control. They say when people start connecting unrelated moments together, it can create a storyline that may not even reflect reality. From their perspective, what others call a pattern might simply be normal life being shared online. Still, the discussions continue spreading across comment sections and forums. Some people remain convinced there is more to the story, while others believe the internet is simply doing what it often does best, turning everyday moments into massive online controversies. At this point, the situation has turned into one of those internet stories where every side has a strong opinion. Some viewers feel the criticism is completely justified, saying influencers with huge platforms should expect people to question the messages their content sends. From that perspective, the mansion tour and other moments naturally sparked a bigger conversation about wealth, influence, and what gets presented online. But on the other side, many fans believe the backlash has become way too intense. They argue that people online can sometimes forget there are real families behind these videos, not just characters in a storyline. According to them, Kass simply shared content like many creators do, and the internet may have blown the entire situation way out of proportion. And that divide in opinion is exactly why the debate refuses to slow down. So now the big question is still hanging in the air. Is this whole situation just another internet moment getting blown way bigger than it actually is? Or do you also see a pattern in everything that has been happening? People online are clearly split right down the middle, and the debate is not slowing down anytime soon. I definitely want to hear your opinion on this one. Do you think the reactions are fair, or has the internet taken things too far this time? Drop your thoughts down in the comments because this topic is already sparking a lot of different viewpoints. And if any new updates or drama pop up around this story, you already know we will be breaking it all down here. So make sure you subscribe, leave a like, and turn on notifications so you do not miss the next update. Stay tuned because the internet never stays quiet for long.